not sure women fully comprehend the power they have over men. I mean, there's not much a guy won't do for a beautiful woman. Some tight clothing, some loose phrasing. Sure, I'll chase after you on top of a glacier, whatever. It's Dashin Desperadoes for the SEGA Genesis. So in some ways, this game's totally normal. It's about two dudes trying to hook up with the same chick. And come on, she knows what she's doing. Dressing like that. In fact, she has him chase her, literally, around the entire planet. It starts in the city, but it's not long before this attention-seeking hottie takes it to psycho territory. She strings him along from deserts, to jungles, to the Arctic, with her sexy little pigtails.
Come on, okay.
I mean, cleavage and pigtails. These guys don't stand a chance.
Go!
So you play as a cowboy named Will. Obviously, Will's into Jenny. Or at least he'd like to be. But Will's not the only one. There's also Rick. And since Rick is a man with a pulse, he's into boobs too.
Come on, okay.
Dashin Desperadoes is half platformer, half racing game. Jenny waits at the end of every level. And apparently she's put herself up as the prize. I guess fast guys really get her loins frothing. Look at him froth! So your objective's simple. Get to Jenny before Rick does. Easier said than done, because apparently Jenny's so ruthlessly seductive, they're willing to kill each other. That means as you're running, Rick throws bombs at you, and freezes you, and runs you over. I'm telling you, before this dick's through, you're basically poisoned, stabbed, shot, hung, stretched, disemboweled, drawn, and quartered. So the screen's split in half, that way you can see both of these insatiably horny bastards. Also because, apparently in the 90s, people thought this was a good idea. Think again, Uncle Jesse. One of the worst ways to play a game ever, with a screen split like that. Anyway, the awful visibility aside, the game plays okay. The only issue is that, since it's a racing game, obviously it's designed for speed. So if you slow down, it gets a little wonky, especially the jumping mechanics. Of course, for multiplayer, you need that split screen. And to be fair, this is a much better multiplayer game. Single player's kind of dumb. It's like Rick actually beats you to Jenny most of the time. But sometimes he just, stops. He's right at the end of the level, but he turns around and starts throwing bombs at you instead. I'd say most of the time I beat the computer, it was because of that. It's either awful AI or it's charity. And either way, I was okay with it at the time. I've heard Jenny is a freak. But I think the game's strongest point is its presentation. The environments are nice, the colors are bright, and the music is exceptional, especially during some of the boss fights. Which, yeah, by the way, sometimes Rick decides to just kidnap Jenny, and yet the very next level, she's like,
come on, okay.
You know, the weirdest thing happened when we played this. We were actually using a Retron instead of an actual Genesis, and this is what we got as a title screen. Rumble Kids. Not even close to the right name. But it turns out, if you played the cartridge on a Japanese Genesis, you got this title instead of Dashin Desperadoes, despite the fact that the game was never even released in Japan, and that the Retron is certainly not a Japanese Genesis. I guess all's fair in love and war. Anyway, thanks to our friend Ben from Buffalo, New York, for sending this one in. This is a pretty interesting game to play. I mean, it's frustrating as hell sometimes, and it seems like the game just lets you win most of the time, but especially for multiplayer, it's a lot of fun. And it's a tragic example of the tragedy of being a man, drawn, in spite of all better judgment, to the irresistible allure of boobs.
Come on, okay.
Oh, seriously, Jenny? He just kidnapped you like 2 levels ago. This is Dashin Desperadoes for the SEGA Genesis.